Facebook. It's Friday. Thank God it's Friday, and we're looking forward to the weekend. And thank you to Corinda for actually sharing the show. I'm looking forward to Bridgetti joining me in a moment. I've been on several systems today. I'll explain which ones later in the show. But if you come here via Facebook Messenger, thank you. If you've come here because of Facebook search, thank you. If you can tell us where you are and how you found the show, that would be great. And if you're watching the replay, please do type replay, then we know who actually watches us live and who watches on the replay. In fact, the majority of people will actually watch the replay because we go out at a time which is not convenient to them, and we appreciate you coming on afterwards and watching the replay of the show. Now, in today's show, we're going to be talking about charity and all that we do in terms of creating awareness of charities. So that's one of our talking points today. And this is Steven and Bridgetti in discussion. I'm waiting for Facebook to catch up. It's been a bit slow since the Facebook outage earlier this week. It's been slow for people to find shows. I see somebody's just found us. If you can say hello, then that would make life even more interesting than it is. Looking forward towards the weekend. Next weekend, Angelica and I are off to the city, to London, and we're going to be taking part in what's termed the People's March. And this is, they think, going to be around about 1 million people marching through the streets of London to, well, to actually tell our government that we want to stay within the EU. And it's going to be, and hello from Bob. Hello, Bob. It's the day in London, which is on the 23rd, is going to walk through the streets of London, ending up at the Houses of Parliament. And it's for people to actually show their support for staying in the EU. Our government at the moment are, yes. If you, I can empathise with anybody who doesn't understand what their government's doing, because nobody in the UK does. If you want to join on camera, then please do type guest. There is a bot running today, and you can join on camera if you wish. I think I gave Bridgetti the link. Bridgetti, if I didn't give you the link, just type guest. Okay. So I'm going to hide that. And let me just go across, because this is live, I'm going to go over to Messenger and see if I actually gave Bridgetti the link. It might be that I didn't. So just let me put that right. And of course, because I'm using XSplit Ecamm, my system is, well, it's doing okay, but hang on, let's just find Bridgetti and post the show link. So my apologies, Bridgetti, if you're watching live. I didn't post the show link. I have done now, so you should have it, and you should be able to hopefully join me. We normally go out, the show normally goes out at 4 p.m. in the UK, which is normally 11 a.m. Eastern, but today we're going out at 4 p.m. and it's 12 p.m. Eastern. So we are in this situation until our clocks change on the 31st of March. And there's sort of a 3-week period when it's, you've got to remember that the time difference is 4 hours to the East Coast, 7 hours to the Pacific Coast, and Central Time. Well, it does get a bit confusing for the 2 weeks, but we managed to work our way through it and come out the other side. Now, I'm creating a new Udemy course, and that new Udemy course is called the Almost Complete Guide to Live Video. It's almost complete because it's forever changing, and the idea of this course is, as things do change, then the course will change. I did a book 2.5 years ago, and it's now become an historical document. It was a guide to live video, and it was saying the platforms you should use. And it mentioned platforms like Blab, SmileTime, Huzzer, and there was no real mention of BeLive because BeLive didn't exist then. I will say hello to Bridgetti. Hello, Bridgetti.
How are you, and how is everyone?
I think we're doing good. I think Facebook will hopefully catch up with itself and start pushing the show out. But at the moment, I don't know what you found, but views are down since the blackout.
Yeah, something is still not right. I'm still having issues myself. I don't think it's fully functioning yet.
No, hopefully it will sort of have a rest over the weekend and then come out blazing, organs blazing on Monday.
I hope so too. I hope so too.
Yeah. As a consequence of it, anyway, Blubbing for Britain was featured on Facebook Watch yesterday because they had no other content to put on there. So
wonderful! Yay!
One of our shows got there, and interestingly enough,
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Well, it was good because below me was the BBC News and CNN News, and I thought that's good. So there are some good sides to this, and we've got to smile because eventually things will come right.
I know.
Now, I've been doing a tour today, as you noticed.
Yes.
Right. Okay. I'm testing the current live video systems because we know BeLive, but how else can you go live? And obviously, I can't use Blab, I can't use SmileTime, I can't use Huzzer because they're all in the past, they're all gone. But I can, strangely enough, I can use Vidpresso. Now, Vidpresso were bought by Facebook for their technology, and they now have a team at Facebook. And over the last couple of months, I've heard, and Bob might be able to confirm this, that Vidpresso are going to come back with their live streaming system. Now, that would be good news because it can do things other systems can't. There's a system they have called Vidpresso Sales. And basically, that's the ability to go live on Facebook and sell.
Yeah.
So whilst you're actually selling, you can bring up product descriptions and you can type in a keyword, and that leads off to a special price for that particular item for the length of the show and an hour afterwards. And you can pick up some bargains, you can do some marketing, and it helps with live sales. So
yeah, I don't know anyone else that's ventured into that arena. I haven't seen anyone else do that.
No, I agree, and it's just basically it is the ability to put a sell card on the screen to talk about the product, and then have a messenger bot running, and you type in the keyword. So I've got a course about building a separate income. And if you type in build, then it takes you off to a special offer in Messenger for that particular product. Now, what happened was that shortly before Vidpresso were bought by Facebook, they did a system called Vidpresso Sales. And I was totally impressed by it. And Dan the Chocolate Man and I were actually going to do a show on there. And then they pulled the plug because they'd been sold. I'm hoping they bring it back. I have a personal reason for doing so. I invested about 2 months in creating a Udemy course all about Vidpresso sales, and I had to sack it because basically they stopped actually marketing the system. So if Vidpresso are coming back, that is good news, and it's good news for people who have something to sell. Now, I wouldn't be selling on every show, but it'd be nice to actually sell on some show.
Okay. Yeah, it would. It would.
Yeah. Yeah. And the other one I've been testing is Lightstream. Oops, no, I haven't spelled it right. Okay. No, I'll talk about Lightstream. Lightstream Let me copy that. Let's try again, shall we? I'll just copy that. It's all good. I'll put an extra letter in there. Then I can actually talk about it.
So how have you found it compared to Vidpresso?
Lightstream to Vidpresso. Lightstream is great because you can set scenes up and you can have as many scenes as you want, and you can switch smoothly between scenes. You can have external IP cameras. It doesn't have the sales side, but it does allow you to be creative. I remember when Vincent Burkhardt and I started the show on there, going live to YouTube, and we just had so much fun using it. And then, of course, Lightstream had a system for gamers, which they sold to Xbox. So they went off and joined Microsoft. Yep, there's a theme here. I mean, Vidpresso joined Facebook, Lightstream joined Microsoft, and they've got a team at Microsoft, and now they're looking at relaunching Lightstream. So that's good news too. So,
I think the space is going to get very interesting. I must tell you something that I thought was quite strange the other day. I was trying to send someone a message on Facebook Messenger, and I used the word LinkedIn Live, and my message was rejected by Facebook as using a forbidden word. And I thought, uh-oh, out comes the daggers.
Oh, that's very strange.
I was blown away. I was blown away. I got a pop-up message, and it refused to send my message. It just said, your message contains a forbidden word. And I'm like, seriously? I was totally blown away by that. And I thought, there's so much stuff that Facebook is not censoring, that should be censored. And they censor LinkedIn Live. I mean, how is that a harmful word in any shape or form?
It's a very competitive word.
It's a competitive word, yeah.
I think therein lies the problem. I mean, yeah, I mean, ostensibly Messenger is a private communication system. I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I mean, that is why I was a little bit blown away that it, had this pop-up message and refused to send my message. And I tried it a few times, and it kept rejecting it with the same thing. And I thought, how very strange that they would censor something like that. I mean, I've been on LinkedIn, and I reference Facebook often. I reference my Facebook Live often on LinkedIn, and I've not had an issue. And at this point, I mean, when it comes to live video, I can't see how Facebook could see LinkedIn Live as competition yet. It's still in beta. It's got a long way to go.
It has.
I've watched the LinkedIn Live betas. It's very much in development still. You can see that it's got a long way to go before it becomes mature.
Totally. And we are live on Twitch, Bridgetti. Now,
excellent.
We are live on Twitch because, according to Kelly, David Burrows is screen sharing and showing us live on Twitch. It's the only way he can get us onto Twitch at the moment. Yeah. I mean, I must admit, since the heady days of sort of doing everything on Twitch, step back a bit. Have you been on Twitch recently? He said, knowing the answer.
Me? Yes. I'm trying to go live on Twitch every single day now. It's been a goal that I have shelved numerous times. And I finally have knuckled down, and I'm going live on Twitch every single day now. So I really do want to start building up on Twitch. I think, it's going to be a challenge. I mean, I don't have an audience on Twitch yet. And like any other platform that you start afresh on, it does take time. It's going to take time to build an audience, but you have to be consistent. persistent and consistent in going live to a new platform until you build up an audience there. So, you know, that goes for any platform. I must say something though for LinkedIn Live. I have seen something, I mean, LinkedIn Live is still in beta, but I've seen something there that I've not seen anywhere else that's kind of been mind-blowing to me, is the fact that people get so many concurrent views there I mean, they rack up 100 concurrent live views in minutes, very quickly. And I've actually seen, I don't know if it was either Chris Strubb or forgot her name now, but got 1,000 concurrent views. I mean, it's like, that is just like mind blowing. It's like, whoa, how's that even possible?
I think it's because it's the lure of the new. In other words, people want to know what it can do. At this stage, very few people have seen it, and even fewer can use it. So it's just basically it's a novelty, and everybody wants to go on LinkedIn Live because it's business to business, not business to consumer.
That's the difference. That's the difference. You know, you totally much spot on there when it comes to your audience. And I just wanted to acknowledge Kelly's comment there. Yes, it takes a staggering, for those of you who haven't seen my daily live videos about the water crisis, on the 22nd of March, it's World Water Day. And in South Africa, we are celebrating World Water Week from the 18th to the 24th of March. So I've been going live every day just to share a fun fact about water and also a water-saving tip. And so one of the tips that Kelly's referring to there now was the fact that if you drink one less cup of coffee or tea a day, but coffee takes 208 liters of water to produce 1 cup of coffee. Did you know that, Stephen?
No.
So that is what's referred to as hidden water. Because sometimes we may say, well, you know, I only use X amount of water in a day. Strictly speaking, that couldn't be the furthest from the truth, because your clothes take an insane amount of water to produce. And therefore, you should think twice about throwing your clothes away, discarding them on a dump heap. It has taken a lot of water to produce the clothing that you wear. So you should either upcycle, recycle, but do not throw away clothes. Be careful. Don't buy unnecessary clothes. Your shoes take water to produce, an insane amount of water to produce. Every single item, you know, electronics, and all that water is referred to as invisible water. It's water that we don't see. That's water that's consumed and used in the production process. And clothing in particular takes an insane amount of water. You know, in the dyeing process, tons and tons and tons of water. So those are things we don't consider. Or, you know, the process, the amount of water that we use in food production, for example, it's something we don't consider. So it's not just the water you will use to rinse your vegetables or to cook your vegetables. It's the water that was consumed in bringing that food to your table. So it's been a very interesting journey learning all these things, and just being able to share all that with the world is amazing.
208 liters. Right. Okay. I'm not going to need more coffee today. Right. And question from Bob. Have you been able to get Lightstream to go live on Facebook today? Yeah, I did it today, Bob. If you check out the Stephen on Video page, and I've only got one tab open at the moment because I'm on the green screen, then you'll see that I've been on today. I've been on Vidpresso, vMix, Lightstream, and XSplit with XSplit Ecamm, and all 4 worked out the box. The only shaky thing I had was with vMix, where it wouldn't let me stream to Facebook and another chat place. Vidpresso, Lightstream, and XSplit were all well behaved in that regard. So I can say that you can stream from Lightstream to Facebook, and I've got the correct spelling of it there. You can stream, no problem at all, no cost. And you can have multiple scenes, multiple sources. You can be very creative using it. and you can have guests. You can have to find guests.
I've not yet used Lightstream. That's the one I've not yet used. So after the show, I'm going to go and check it out.
Right. It basically, we've been following a certain other piece of software as it grew. Lightstream does all that, and it's free. And as I say, Lightstream themselves, they're all gamers. All the people who work there are gamers. They put the system together for the Xbox, sold it to Microsoft, but now they're coming back and saying, we'd like you to use Lightstream as a platform. If anybody wants to volunteer to test the latest version of Lightstream, then just message me, and I'll put you in touch with the people at Lightstream, and you can take it from there.
Well, I'm definitely going to take it for a whirl. So I see it goes live to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Mixer.
Yep.
And it's browser-based as well.
It is. It's Chrome-based. All the recordings are on the Steven on Video page that I did today. And just back to Barb. I went live to a page, not to my profile. I did have the choice. I could go to profile page. I didn't actually test group. I'll double check that, Barb. And over to Kelly. And Kelly is saying Venezuela has a water crisis too now because of the hydro blackout. Yeah, and Barb's been on Lightstream since the beginning. And a comment from Kelly. Well, his second comment was, "Did you see that, Bridgetti?" And his first comment was,
"I did see. I saw that comment. Yes. Now, here's an interesting fun fact that most of you may also not know. Did you know that we have the same amount of water available to us today since the beginning of time, since the creation of Earth? We don't have more, we don't have less. We have the same volume of water. So a lot of people think of water in terms of a stock. In other words, they think there's a fixed amount of water and we're going to run out of it. Not true. Water, in fact, and this was highlighted to me, I learned this from Professor Anthony Turton, so kudos to him and shout out to him. Water is not a stock. Water is a flux that moves through time and space. And it's a concept that most of us simply don't get or grasp or even know about it. So once we grasp the aspect that water is a flux that moves through time and space, every single drop of water that you use, that you consume, that you flush down your toilet, that you flush down the drain, every single bit of that is going to come back to you in your tap. And when you realize that, it should make you more aware of what you flush down the toilet, what you put down your kitchen sink, because all of that comes back. And the one big concern these days is that so many people are putting medication down the toilet. They're putting medication down the drains. And the problem is that we're seeing an increasing amount of estrogen in the water that cannot be removed. So this is a problem. Singapore's got this right in terms of recycling water. They've got an incredible system where they separate different kinds of water so that it can be purified differently. But this is something that we need to think about on an every single, on a daily basis. Be careful what you flush down the toilet. That water's coming back to you in your tap.
I just got kicked out. That's not fair.
No, that's not fair. Oh my
No.
goodness. No. I'm definitely going to be playing around with Lightstream. I'd love to see how that how it works. It's always nice to try out new stuff. And talking about live streaming, did you hear about the tragedy in New Zealand? But why I'm mentioning that in particular is our responsibility as live streamers in terms of what we stream, what we share. So I'd like to hear your views on that. You know, personally, I am totally anti-streaming anything that's violent. I won't do it. I won't share it. It doesn't sit well with me because, you know, everything I do is family friendly, and I don't want to have any share in sharing anything that's violent or harmful or not child friendly.
Yeah, I mean, when it took place, the leader actually went live, didn't he? And he went live on Facebook, and people had to complain before the video came down. Now that's because well, it's no longer there, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
But we can't. It's a very complicated situation. As soon as somebody complains, then it's taken care of. I don't think you can do better than that, because you can't possibly monitor. If you monitor streams for, sorry, go on. Yeah, be quiet.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, but the reason I took issue with this is because of what I mentioned earlier. If Facebook was able to monitor a word like LinkedIn Live instantly, like there was no delay, the minute I tried to send my message, it was a private message. The minute I tried to send it, there was this pop-up saying, message cannot be sent, it's using a forbidden word. So
Right.
if they could vet, if they are vetting our messages, why can they not pick up violent videos sooner?
Okay, you know, when we it's text matching. So when you go to Google and you type in a phrase, and Google finds that phrase for you. Yep. So if you typed in London, then type in London in the search engine, it comes with all matches. Yep. Reverse that, and Facebook is looking in text for certain words, and it's how our secret services work as well. It's how the whole system works, is by looking for a series of words placed in a text, and that's whether it's on Messenger or SMS or short messaging service, wherever it is, you can easily pick that up because you can scan. It's like when you've got I'm trying to get an analogy here. When you create a Word document, and you've typed it all in, and then you think, darn, I wish every time I typed today, I typed yesterday. And you can do a quick search and replace, and you can change today to yesterday, and it does it for you. Right?
Yeah.
That's the technology that's being used. So it's searching for a word, not a picture. Yeah. The actual, you'd have to have live video monitoring on every single live video. Now, it's easy, relatively easy, to actually capture a word in a series of words. It's not as easy to actually capture violence in a video, because there is it's made difficult, not the least by computer games.
Yeah.
In other words, you would never have any first-player shooter games being played anywhere. Yeah, because as soon as you hear a gunshot, Facebook would take it video down. I hear what you're saying, and in an ideal world, it should be technically possible, but at the moment, you've got a situation where people complain and it's taken down. No doubt that down the road, technology will catch up, but that's my view of why this can't be done automatically. I'm going to be proved wrong. Facebook will introduce it tomorrow. I know, Bridgetti. Right. Okay.
Never a dull moment with technology, eh?
Yeah. Alfredo just wishes everybody a great weekend and a happy Friday, as do we. Yeah. So now, a Christian event today on Facebook, and it's this event. I'm going to put it full screen. Would you like to talk about it, Bridgetti?
Yes, I can't believe we're doing another one. Very exciting new project that we are launching, or have launched. Not launching, we have launched it. Broadcasting for charity. So it's not about fundraising. We're not doing fundraising for charities or causes. So it's not just a charity. It's also a cause that you may be passionate about or may be involved in. So what we're doing is we are highlighting causes, charities, anything that you feel passionate about, where you're looking for some assistance. So do write to us, send us a message, let us know about your cause. It's a 4-hour broadcast shared by myself, Steven Healey, and Fons Chamberlain. We could not believe when we did this how quickly the 4-hour time span went. So, and we didn't run out of material. That was the amazing thing. There was just so many stories. So if you would like to have your story featured, your cause featured, your nonprofit featured, please do make contact with any one of the three of us, and we'd be happy to highlight your cause. If you'd like us to do a quick interview with you, either during the show or pre-recorded, so that we can feature your project, cause, or nonprofit, also reach out to either one of the three of us, and we'd be happy to have a conversation with you and see what we can do in order to highlight this for you. So very excited that we are able to bring this forward. And of course, we now have a Facebook page for this. We didn't have it when we first started. Now there's a Facebook page. So we're very excited about this new venture, and that we can give a voice to causes that are near and dear to our hearts and near and dear to your hearts. So please connect with us and tell us what you are passionate about, so we can share it out.
And the page is called Charity Promotion Live. As Bridgetti said, it's new, so it needs a little bit of love. And if you could find the event and share the event as well, that would be brilliant. Any sharing we do now between now and the 26th will help promote the event. And on the day, you can most certainly help us. During the course of the 4 hours, if you share the show, either on your timeline, on a page, or in a group, and get the word out that we're encouraging charities and causes to come and talk with us, or to have their charity or cause promoted. And that came about, like most good things, it came about by accident, and it's now got a life of its own. And it's the first step, because the show is for 4 hours, and then of course we've got the replays of the show. But in addition to that, another cause is Don't Stream and Drive Day in the UK, which is on the 16th of April. And in the past, Sergeant TCS, Neil, has made use of Thunderclap, which allowed him to recruit people to send out a tweet promoting Don't Stream and Drive at 12 p.m. on the day. Thunderclap disappeared last September when Twitter changed the rules, and there is currently no method of doing a promotion involving a lot of people all at the same time, because you can't do it automatically, because Twitter say you can't, and Facebook probably have a similar rule hiding somewhere. So the system's broken. We're trying our best to build something from scratch, and we're going to combine Facebook Messenger with Messenger bots, and we are going to, well, I'm going to create a system which allows you to sign up on Messenger that you're actually willing to help on the day. And then the day before the broadcast and on the day of the broadcast, you'll be given tweets to choose from, Facebook posts to share, LinkedIn posts to share, Pinterest posts to share, and images to share on your favorite sharing platform. All of that starts when I've spoken to Neil this weekend. Now we're going to try it out with Don't Stream and Drive Day on the 16th, and then we're going to make it available free of charge to every single charity or cause that can make use of it. And RJ and I are doing a course on Udemy saying exactly how to do it. So this is going to come out of the thing that started with the three of us, and hopefully just grow, and we'll be able to give charities the ability not only to appear on the show, on future shows as well, but to actually promote themselves, because that's the one thing they like, is the way to promote themselves. So we're actually working on that, and it's a challenge, but it's interesting, and it's going to work. That's what I'm saying. It has
Well,
to
I
work.
must tell you something interesting. I haven't had a chance to tell you this yet, but I was also approached by a local new radio station who loves our content on broadcasting for charity, and they're very keen to share that
Oh, brilliant.
on their radio station. So that's exciting news. I thought, wow, they approached me and I thought, that's wonderful. Just more coverage.
That's true. So, yeah, excellent. Right. I'm blown away by that. Jack Silver is saying, will you be showing us how to use a green screen? Right. Okay, let's take that off there.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Right. Okay. The green screen software that we're using, Bridgetti is on a Mac, and I'm on Windows. I just want to hide that. Okay, so I'm going to come back. I put it in the advertising that we'd actually talk about green screens, but we got sidetracked on everything else that's going on as well. Right, so Bridgetti's on the Mac, I'm on Windows. I'm using, I'll talk about mine, and then it's over to you, Bridgetti, and then hopefully I've got it here somewhere. I'm using XSplit Vcam, which is for Windows 10 and Windows 10 only. I've got my Logitech camera, and then behind me, I'll show you what's behind me, if this works. Just a minute, filter. And I'm not going to get this to work, am I? Ah! I wanted to remove the background.
Murphy's Law, when you're doing something live.
I know. I can get it to replace the background. Let's try remove for one final time. Okay, good. Behind me, which you can't see, is a green screen. And that green screen, let's just, right, I'm going to put the original, replace the background, come back to where I was. I'll show you a picture before and after. I'll put it in the links. This is, I'm on Windows 10. I'm using XSplit Vcam. I've got a green screen behind me, which I bought off Amazon for $50. And that's made all the difference. That's stabilized the picture. And then in addition to that, the final touch is I've got a soft box either side of me, and that was about $80 for a pair of them, and they're shining light onto the wall, which is reflecting back onto me. Now, the other thing you'll notice is I can actually sort of move my hands as well. So this green screen is far superior to other green screens which you find on other products, which I'm not going to name. So you need, from my point of view, lighting, green screen, and the software. And that software, vMix, the XSplit Vcam software, you can use anywhere. I've been using it today on 4 of the systems as a virtual camera, and it comes in to be live as a virtual camera, and you've got total control. And if you're doing it solo, then you can quickly switch, which I couldn't do today. So what you're watching now is Windows. I'm going to switch you over to Bridgetti and Mike.
Thank you very much, Steven. So yes, I love that we both have different platforms because we can explain exactly what we do. So I am on a Mac, and therefore I use Ecamm software. Ecamm is only available on the Mac. And so the way that you can use it to show your green screen on BLive is, first of all, you have to purchase Ecamm, which is now available on a monthly subscription. But Ecamm offers you the ability to use the software as a virtual camera. So that is what I'm using now. I'm using Ecamm as my virtual camera so that I can use the green screen in BLive, and it works great. So the way that it works is that you first, when you boot up your computer, and it has to be a Mac, you will open up your Ecamm software, and only after you've opened up Ecamm, then do you open up Chrome. And this enables Chrome to pick up your Ecamm virtual camera as a camera, and that is the key part here. If Chrome can see a camera, and in this case your virtual camera, then any streaming software that you use that is browser-based will be able to pick up your virtual camera, and you'll be able to use your green screen in any software then, as long as Chrome can see it. So that's how it works. I'm going to show you quickly what it looks like behind the screen for me. So Steven's got a pop-up green screen. It's one that folds into a figure of 8 that he puts behind him. Very, very, very mobile. So you can take it with you anywhere, and it's great. And I think, as Steven said, it costs $50. So what I've done is I've got a homemade green screen that I did myself, that I have got on a rod. Ah, there we go. There we go. There's your screen. Now we can see your green screen. So you've got a pop-up green screen, and I've just made my own. So I'm going to show you what mine looks like. So there you go. That's my green screen. It's a green curtain that's behind me. And I do have 2 lights as well. And as simple as a flick of a switch, you can go from on and off the green screen. And that's how you do it on a Mac.
And you can do the same on a PC. At the flick of a switch, you can go between the two, providing you work out what you're actually doing. Okay, and this is no background at all, which means that I can go and I can appear actually showing a page in the background with me at the front, but I'm not blocking anything, and it just works so simply. And I'm going to go back to my original background there, and I can quickly just browse the local files. Now, I'm very fortunate in that if I find it, okay, I can actually have backgrounds from Canada, and my backgrounds from Canada are supplied by Kelly. So there you have it. You can use, as your background, you can use any image you like. It can be an image like Bridgetti's or an image like this. You can have any image. Now, of course, the next thing you're going to ask is, if you've not got a friend who's a photographer and you're not using Ecamm, where can you actually get the photos from? And you can get free backdrops from unsplash.com. And if you type in the keyword backdrop, it will give you a list of the ones that they suggest. But then you can type in bricks, and it will give you the backgrounds with bricks on. You can type in steel, and it will give you, you know where I'm going with this. You can virtually have any background that you want. And Jack's saying that, well, yeah, thank you, Jack. That's a great compliment. And it's taken a while to get here. If Bridgetti and I had tried to do this a year ago, you'd have been saying, yeah, okay, you've got a different background, but
yeah, just wasn't available a year ago. Not, you know, it's been an evolving technology, and it's still evolving. It's still maturing. So, yeah, I mean, I can't believe the great strides we've made with the ability to use green screens so far, and it can only get better here on out.
That's right. And we're both live on BLIFbot.tv. We've got 2 screens going. BLIV is coping admirably. My computer is saying, okay. But if you're going solo, then having a green screen can help. You can actually tell the story through pictures. And if you're going, say you go on a trip to the Lake District in the UK, and you take a series of photographs, you can come back and you can actually show them live on camera, show them on camera as a backdrop, and you can talk about them whilst you're in front of that backdrop. And using them to tell a story. Or if you're talking about a particular place, if you want to talk about Paris, then you can have a picture of the Eiffel Tower or the Arc de Triomphe, whatever you want. You can actually use images to tell a story. Or, as we do, just to change things. I mean, it's all right seeing my back wall with the same two pictures sat on there, and even though I do swap them around, I find that this is infinitely more interesting.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I must say, I really do enjoy using green screen. It does give a, more, I mean, yes, you can do a studio build. Obviously, that is first prize. If you can do a great studio build, then go for it. And it doesn't have to be, excuse me, it doesn't have to be horribly expensive. You just need to apply your mind, be innovative, and you can actually, a lot of people that I've seen do amazing studio builds are people that use stuff they had in their garage. You really do not have to go and spend a huge amount of money. I mean, I've seen people who's built studios in their garage or their basement. So anything's possible. You really do not have to spend a ton of money to be able to produce a good looking show. Thank you, Jack.
I agree, Jack. I agree. Oh, good. Right. So there you have it. That's all you need to do. So in summary, green screen if you want the quality, lights if you want the quality, software, Ecamm or XSplit Vcam. Yeah. And you're away, and that's it done. It's a one-off cost, and once you've done it, you've done it. It won't. It just works. I was going to say forever and a day then, but that's tempting fate. Well, but it does work.
I think for me the great part, Stephen, is the fact that the integration with BLive is so super easy. There's no tech stuff that you have to attend to or anything. Once Chrome sees it as a virtual camera, that's all you really need. So it doesn't make using BLive more complicated. I want to stress that it doesn't add a complication to using BLive, because it actually there's no controls. So once Chrome can see your virtual camera, and you go into the BLive production studio where you select your camera and your sound source, your virtual camera will now show up as a camera option in the production studio. And that's all there is to it, and forget it and use it. Indeed.
Sorry, I was going to get carried away changing backdrops. I'm sorry, I'm back now. Right. It's easy to get carried away. But it adds something to the broadcast, and providing you've got good content and a good background, you can't go far wrong. Right. Okay.
So the thing about, the thing I think I want to mention about backdrops or backgrounds is that whatever one does, whether it's a studio build or whether it's using a green screen or brick wall, you want to decide on your background based on what it is, on the kind of content that you stream. You don't want to use a background that is going to distract from your content or from you, the broadcaster, or from your guest. So that's, I think, for me, is the main thing in terms of deciding on a background. Don't allow your background to overshadow your content or your broadcast. If you can, if it enhances your broadcast, fantastic, but it must not be distracting to the audience.
That's true. And if you want to mute it, you can blur the photograph, and then you could play a sort of game and say, where am I? And then you could just
let me do that quickly, and you can see what it looks like when I blur my background.
Okay, let's go.
So there it's blurred now.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's when it's sharp, it looks brilliant.
Yeah, I personally prefer the sharp look to the blurred one.
Yeah,
that's just my personal preference.
We agree on that. It's weekend at last. Unfortunately, at the moment, we've got 65-mile-an-hour winds, so we're not venturing out other than in the car.
Wow.
You know, I know we've got a storm with us. Last one was Freya. This one begins with G, so I'm not sure. I think it's Gertrude, because they alternate between male and female names. So we've got Hurricane Gertrude. Well, not hurricane, Storm Gertrude. We don't get hurricanes or cyclones or typhoons. We just get storms. So we're lucky in that respect. But it's heading over Wiltshire.
We don't have any of those.
That's good. The other thing you don't have, because it's Friday, we will be going out, however, because it's Friday, it's fish and chip night, and we'll be headed round to the fish and chip shop. Come hail or high water, we'll be wrapped up, weatherproofed, and we'll be straight to the chip shop. It's only about it's about 3/4 of a mile away, so it's not too bad, and it is exercise as well.
Yeah. Good. Do you walk or drive there?
Walk, because it's not too far, and the chips are still hot when we get back, so that's not a problem either. We do have a problem at the moment, though. We decided to let the garden recover, and therefore we've moved the fence that the chickens are inside, and we've shrunk the area that they live in. So they now live in a smaller area, so the grass can recover. But the chickens don't like it, and they keep escaping. We've got runaway chickens, and we used to. First of all, we thought it was around about 12 o'clock every day, and the chicken would be stood at the door, and it would tap on the door as if time for food, time for lunch. Where's my lunch? And yeah, and so we're out the door with the food. Chicken follows you down to where they live. Let the chicken in, put the food in. Everybody's happy. So we thought. But today the chicken escaped for a second time. So we're not sure why this time, because she'd already been fed. So what we've done now is we've raised the height of the fence around, and we'll see what happens. They're not supposed to be able to fly, yeah, but she's finding somewhere to get out. Nice. So she must be going under somewhere. Now we've got a part of the fence that goes over concrete, and it's very difficult to peg it down. So we're going to keep a chicken watch. I need an IP camera. Points at the chicken hutch, and yeah, chickens, eh? But 2 fresh eggs a day. What can you say?
Absolutely. Are you in the countryside there, Stephen?
We're on the edge of the countryside, so everybody's got a garden, and we used to have an allotment as well. But it is in the countryside, yes. Yeah, it's only a small town. Population's 23,000, so that gives you an idea of the size.
Yeah.
And Kelly's suggesting that we actually buy a rooster. I don't think that would work, really. I don't think. No. Just a point on that. When we buy chickens, we buy rescue chickens, which are chickens which have been rescued from battery farming, and they are sold off to
wonderful
people. Everybody who keeps chickens turns up a particular place. They've got 200 chickens which need rehousing, and they're all taken away, and they all come to retire and live in the back garden. And they continue to lay for about 3 years. So it's a good investment, and the chickens, well, deserve it. I mean,
oh, absolutely. Oh my goodness. I mean, after being battery chickens, I think it's an amazing initiative to free them to be able to roam around in a much healthier environment.
Oh, indeed, they thrive. I mean, they arrive looking like they've been dragged through a bush backwards. They look, but within a month or so, they're very healthy. Peter Stewart's saying at last, I don't think he's talking about chickens there. I think he's just found us. And Kelly's asking whether it's white or brown eggs. Predominantly brown eggs, fresh every morning. And Peter, we've got 6 minutes to go, but If guest is working, then you're welcome to pop in for the last few minutes. Yeah, so chickens. It's like a chicken run, but it's for real.
A real chicken run, not a play one. My goodness,
Indeed.
I can't believe we're at the top of the hour, just about, with
Yeah.
five minutes to go. My word, it's amazing how quickly time can fly. And just an interesting note, very often we do the show without much of an agenda. Most of the times we just wing it on the show. It's just that kind of show. And for those of you who are watching the show for the first time, we started out the show basically as a support system for BLive users. Because right in the beginning, when BLive was still out in beta, there were a lot of technical glitches to work through, helping people to get used to the platform, etc., etc. So we had lots and lots and lots of questions, and this is how the show started, and it's just now evolved into a talk show. We still talk about BLive. We still love using BLive. We still answer people's questions on BLive. So from that perspective, it hasn't really changed. And with that, hello to Peter.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
He's hiding. He's hiding.
I've been coming up as BLive. I don't know what's happening, but I've eventually got one. Now listen, for those people that are new to green screens, this is me in the green screen. Yeah.
Your full screen, Peter.
My full screen? How's it looking?
It's looking good. Yeah.
Well, what I've just got delivered is a really dark green screen. I've got that delivered, and it's going to go in the back of my wall. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
See if that makes any difference. But this is me how as it is now, And yeah.
Excellent.
Good.
It makes such a difference, as opposed to you being live in your kitchen.
Yeah. Kitchen floor, but this is me. And as I've always said, we've got good sunshine today. We've had a nice day here in Aberdeen. But I've come in and I'm in a dark room, but it's kind of, the curtains and everything are shut, but I'm still feeling fresh, as I keep saying every week. So, yeah.
Looks great, Peter.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. That's the main light on, and only one light on. I don't know if this makes any difference. Let me do this. How's that? Does that make any difference? Is that?
Yes,
Let's
I
go
can
full
see.
screen again. Yeah, we can see you.
Yeah. How's that done? I turned off one light. This is just a normal light.
You're looking great, Peter. Looks really nice.
Yeah, the only difference is if we put the three of us side by side, which I will do now, you're the only one with the reflection on your glasses. Right.
Okay. That's from the screen. I just wonder if you can get anti-reflective glasses.
You know what it is? It's the angle of the light. And I also find sometimes, especially during the day, I've closed my curtains, but I find especially during the day when the glow of the sun comes in from one angle as well, it does catch a reflection on my glasses as well. So it's very much just dependent on where your lighting is coming from.
That's a big bugbear, because if I look down like that, well, my lighting's up above me. That's a strip up above me. But my friend's going to fit in 4 spotlights, 2 shining front, 2 shining back onto the green strip. So that's me. So I'm quite happy with that. How's that look now? Is that better? Yeah.
Yes, because you're not wearing glasses.
Well, reflection from the glasses are now gone. So that's wonderful.
I hate glasses. Hate them.
But a step-by-step approach, bit by bit, and you get the perfect setup.
I've got a bit of news to tell you. If you were
okay.
Oh dear.
Oh
dear.
So I've now set up my page called Pest Talk, and I'm now getting pest control operators starting to feed into the room. And I'm going to use it for a live talk platform about what's happening within the industry.
Very good.
And I've got a trainer. I'm going down to London next week to the association anyway, and I'm going to encourage them to get training online, even chatting online. And what I'm probably going to try and do is get some people that train, some people that manufacturers, and they can send me free product instead of me paying for it as a deal. Yeah. And so nice. I've got about 45 people in the room already building up. So I'm quite happy about that. Yeah, so
It's
that's
a
my
great start.
news. That's my news.
Good. Okay, well, we're coming. You've brought us up to the hour, Peter. Bridgetti, it's over to you.
I want to say a huge big thank you to everyone who's joined us today. Thank you to Kelly for staying with us throughout the broadcast. Thank you to Jack for commenting and staying with us too. Thank you to Alfredo and to Bob and anyone else. I hope I haven't missed anyone else out. So thank you if you watched us live, and thank you if you're catching us on the replay. We always appreciate our viewers, and we always appreciate when you share our stream. We really, really love that. Thank you very much. So with that, I'm going to say thank you and have a great weekend. From me, Bridgetti in Cape Town, it's goodbye for now.
From me, Stephen in Wiltshire, it's goodbye for now. And from
Aberdeen, have a nice weekend. What other shows are on shortly?
this is it. This
This
is
is
the
it.
show. It's the only show that. No, I'm not going to go there. Thank
Okay.
you for joining us.
Bye.
Bye everyone.
Bye-bye.
That's a wrap. We're generally fine.